Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys. The person wanted to hear my thoughts on the whole Stephen A. Uh, Colin Kaepernick thing. Well, here's the thing. We all heard about Colin Kaepernick wearing a Fidel Castro T-shirt and basically expressed his views on Fidel Castro. And I understand what Colin Kaepernick was saying, and I have no problem with what he did. But this is the problem, like I said, I had with Stephen A. Smith. He loves to attack black men. That's all he does. And he's too big of a coward to talk to people like me and talk to the public about that. You know, like I said, if I ever see Stephen A. Smith, I swear on everything I love, I'm going to confront him because he needs to be confronted. First of all, who the fuck is Stephen A. Smith to call somebody sorry and say he's sorry for not registering to vote? Why would he vote if he didn't believe in either candidate? That doesn't make any kind of sense. You don't vote for the sake of voting. That doesn't make any kind of sense. Like I said, one, he's a hypocrite. He tells black people they should vote Republican, but then he slams Jay Cutler for being a supporter of Donald Trump. I mean, this dude just shows what a punk and a coon that he is. You know. Oh, and to that dude that was sitting up there saying I wouldn't say this to Stephen A. I would, you punk bitch. You know what I'm saying? I would say it to his face. And if I would have seen him at that fight, I would have confronted him. You know. Now, I don't know enough about Fidel Castro to really speak on Fidel Castro. I briefly know some things about him. I know he was a dictator. I know how he took control of Cuba. Now, I do know that story. And I know that he stood up to the United States when the United States, tried to put businesses and, tried to take territory from Cuba. He kicked them out. Now, I know for a fact there have been several attempts on Fidel Castro's life that the United States been trying to assassinate Fidel Castro. They tried quite a few times to assassinate him and tried to infiltrate him. And I'll put it to you this way. The people that they sent to kill him, they were able to fish him out and they were never heard from again. You know the saying, like they tell these people, these spies and stuff, if you caught, the United States are not going to claim you. I know they tried to food poison him before, and Fidel Castro used to make people taste his food, test his food before he ate it. That's hilarious. So I do know he was a dictator. So I'm not a supporter of Fidel Castro. And I understand what Colin Kaepernick was trying to say about he did some all right things while he was in power of Cuba. But as far as the United States, they don't have no room to talk about dictatorship and oppression because this country was built on dictatorship, oppression, torture, harassment. They do it now to a certain extent, especially when it comes to black people. So, yeah. Nobody have room to say anything about what's going on in another country when you got issues going on in your own country that you refuse to address, refuse to acknowledge. So, motherfuckers need to shut up about Fidel Castro. They need to worry about what's going on here. Fix the problems that's going on here. So that's what I think of Colin Kaepernick and the whole Fidel Castro thing. He was well within his right. It's funny when people in the United States, get on some, get on TV and say shit about certain people. There isn't that much outrage. People make excuses for him. They say, oh, he was expressing his views. Now, as far as Colin Kaepernick go, like I say, I support Colin Kaepernick 100%. But as far as Stephen A. Smith go, Stephen A. Smith is just doing what he do best. Being a coward, being a coon, being a company man, and attacking black people. Doing whatever master, white daddy tell him to do. So that's pretty much what I have to say about Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith, trust me, you guys, he gonna get what's coming to him sooner than later. He gonna fuck up, he gonna have a nigga moment, and then, that's gonna be his ass. Stephen A. Smith is gonna make a mistake. He's going to bury himself one day. And I think one day somebody gonna kick that dude's ass. It's coming. Somebody gonna walk up to him. They ain't gonna care if cameras are around. Somebody gonna confront that coon. And I hope they put his lights out. I hope they knock him the fuck out. But that's all I got to say about that. I'm out.